My name is Tonna-Marie Rogers, and I'm the director at the Waquoit Bay National Estuarine Research Reserve. Okay, I became interested in this field after really loving science from a young age and then continuing that through high school and college. And then while doing my undergraduate and focusing on marine ecology, I just became more and more interested in it. There was one problem that I saw as we took a field trip one day on our uh, a senior level course work. We were looking at, impacts of the marine environment and looking at water pollution in particular. And that just really grabbed a hold of me. Why? Because was born and raised in Jamaica. We're a very tourism dependent economy. And so looking at just impacts in the marine environment and how that could have trickle down effects to impacting the economy, impacting sort of tourism and all of that and what that would mean for the country at large. I sort of saw the bigger picture and wanted to get involved in doing science to address coastal management. And that was the first time I really understood or came face to face with what was called coastal management, thinking about how we manage and take care of and become stewards of the coastal resources that we all depend on. And right here on Cape Cod, you may know that we have this issue of too much nitrogen coming from the land and ending up in our bays, in our estuaries, and causing a negative cascade of impacts there that we refer to as eutrophication. And so this particular research project that we have going on was one where we weren't just looking at sort of the extent of the problem. We know like how extensive it is, it's affecting sort of everywhere, but what can we do about it, right? So this project was really thinking about investigating one particular solution that communities are interested in on the Cape, and that solution is really looking at shellfish aquaculture and how shellfish can be a part of addressing this issue, not that it would be the only solution, but one solution. And so what the project was really looking at, we had a partnership, and that's also part of the story, not just the science that was done, but the partnership that we developed to address it. And we worked with the town of Falmouth, we worked with the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, Stonehill University, we worked with the Waquoit Bay Reserve, and then we had other partners that were involved as sort of advisors or like community members that could give the research team guidance as we went throughout. And so this project was really testing different methods of growing shellfish and looking at the differences, if there were any differences between the way the shellfish were grown, different types of systems that were used to grow the shellfish, and what impacts that would have on sort of nitrogen removal from both the water as well as from the sediments. In the same way that the STEM areas are so diverse and STEM career fields are so diverse, it would be wonderful for every student to be exposed to the opportunity to sort of dive into any of those as they choose, right? And so I think the diversity element for me is not so much a goal that it's diverse, but it's that all students have the opportunity to sort of learn and to be exposed equally to these opportunities so that they can choose where they want to go. And I think if you see in a particular area that it's primarily that there's an absence of certain groups or it's like overwhelmingly just one type of expression of who we are as people, then I think you have to ask the question as to why that is. So it's because we all have giftings and talents, and we want all students to be able to reach their highest potential. So that for me is more the drive than say just diversity as a goal, is to like give all students that ability to be able to really find what they're passionate about and go after that. And that's going to mean that we're going to find, if we really are truly accomplishing that, we're going to find that diversity just comes as a part of that, because it's not like one particular ethnic group or one particular type of people that are drawn to STEM or that are drawn to oceanography or that are drawn to the sciences. It's sort of, we have that built in with it, all cultures, all people. And then because in high school, I did not know, nobody sat down with me and said, oh, there's a career in coastal management that you could do. That just wasn't the conversation. We were talking about you could go into medicine, or you could go into engineering, or you could go into law, or sort of those like three big categories, or teaching or something like that. And those are all wonderful. But within the STEM career fields, there's so many ways that you can apply all of that knowledge.